Sunday, welcoming this new day, this opportunity to pause, this opportunity to come together for this service for soil and soul this Sunday. Today, I share how to overcome the illusion of lack, limitation, and loneliness. And whenever you hear this, whether it's today, tonight, or months from now, these words are for you. If they've arrived in your awareness, you were meant to hear them. I'm Rev Ems. I'm one of the founder members of Creative Roots Ministry. And Creative Roots is an intentional ministry. We're not religious. We're about belief systems. We know life can and does happen, but it never happens to us by chance. We never need to be victims of circumstance. We know we were born to be more. Thoughts are personal prayers. They promote fear and doubt and worry, and reinforce stories that we tell ourselves about lack and limitations. But just because the mind says something, it doesn't mean it's true. Your mind is full of memories and stories that say there's something missing, and life is supposed to look different to how it looks. But thankfully, it has been proven that it's simply our way of protecting ourselves. And there's a bug in the system that's bugging us into making us try harder and thinking that things are not right. So in this service today, I'm going to show you how to overcome this programming and show you how to reprogram so you can return to a more peaceful state of being. No longer caught and overcome by what happens around us. So you can step over these obstacles and walk in right way with all. And so from here, we continue. Today, we are working with a simple but profound truth that lack and limitation are not facts, they are perceptions. They are shapes the mind has learned to hold, not the nature of life itself. Abundance is not something that we learn or we earn. It's something we allow ourselves to feel safe enough to receive. And before the mind can believe that, the body must sense it. Lack is not a truth. It's a perception, a habit of the mind, a lens that we forgot that we were wearing. And limitation is not a sentence. It's a story, often inherited, often repeated, rarely questioned, and yet life itself is not limited. Breath is not limited. Growth is not limited. The soil does not ration seeds. What limits us is not life. It's where our attention rests. So today, we do not chase abundance. We remember it. We return to it and we allow it to rise. Good morning, Sean. Good morning, people. So I remember and invite you now into a gentle embodied presence, a practice in presence, designed to restore the feelings of being met, being whole, and being enough. There is nothing to achieve here, nothing to visualize perfectly, just a willingness to notice. Wherever you are, allow your body to settle. You may sit or stand, eyes opened or closed, but if you're driving, pull over, do not meditate and drive. Trust your own wisdom. Take a breath. and another. And now bring your awareness to the space where your body occupies. Notice the outline of you, your edges, your presence. Imagine or simply sense a soft, spacious shape forming around your body. Not tight, not rigid, a living shape, a living, moving shape like an oval, an egg. It's your torus. It's your energetic bubble. Let this shape be just a little bit bigger than your physical body, as though life itself has made room for you. This shape represents having enough air, enough time, enough support, enough love. There's nothing pressing in, nothing missing. Notice how it feels to be contained without being confined. If the mind says this isn't real, that's okay. We're not working with belief right now. We're working with felt experience. And bringing your attention to your chest or belly, wherever a sensation is easiest to notice. And gently say, silently or aloud, in this moment, my needs are met. Let the words land, not as a statement to prove, but as a shape to rest inside. And if resistance arises, notice it as information, not failure, and return to the shape. Breathing in, you receive. Breathing out, you soften. Breathing in, you receive. Breathing out, you soften. Notice how abundance here is not excess. It is sufficiency without strain. And stay with this shape just for a few more breaths. And when you're ready, allow the shape to remain, even as your awareness widens again. You see, many of us have lived inside a very different shape, a tight shape, a braced shape, a just in case shape, a shape that says there isn't enough. I must hurry, I must prove, I must protect. But that shape was learned. It was adaptive. And at one time it may have helped you survive. But survival is not the same as living. Life itself moves in cycles. There is no scarcity. Seeds do not panic about becoming trees. Soil does not ration its nutrients in fear. The body does not withhold its breath because it might need it later. Abundance is the default setting of life when we are no longer contracted against it. Lack is not the absence of resources. It's the absence of safety in the nervous system. And that is why we begin here. Not with doing more, but allowing more. And as the shape as enough becomes familiar, your choices change, your pace changes. You move from survival to being in a more easy state. With more smoothness and ease, you walk through life. Your relationship with time, money, rest, and receiving begins to soften. And you stop asking, how do I get more? And you start asking, what am I already present with? What do I already circulate? What gift have I got to share? We all have something. And starting right here, right now, at 0, we have something that we can circulate. Our presence itself is a very incredible gift. Sometimes it's time or a listening ear. It all makes a difference. And only our perception can imprison us and tell us that there's less. Let's wake the world from not enoughness. Imagine the world where people share their presence. Imagine what would happen when people listen and take the time to be present with one another. The world will become so much less lonely, right? And from this place of presence, your actions become cleaner. You don't push, you don't respond, you don't grasp, you participate. And you recognize that life is not withholding from you. It is waiting for your consent to receive. Good morning, Grey Man. Hello. And consent begins in the body. So each time the old story of lack or limitation or loneliness arises, return to this shape. Return to the Taurus, this inner shape. Not to escape reality, but to meet it without contraction. This is how illusion dissolves, not by argument, but by an embodied truth. I invite you to do this practice for the week ahead. So each morning, place a hand on your body and say, today, I notice what is already working. And each evening before sleep, say, nothing was missing today. And let this be enough. Here, I now share this prayer of remembering. And in this here and now presence, we return inward now to the presence that's never an absence, the presence within our awareness, the presence that's never known lack, only expansion. And I speak these words for and behalf of all of us. I am grateful, so deeply grateful, for the life that meets me here, without demand, without condition. And I recognize that abundance is not something that I chase, but something I remember. I give thanks for the shape of enough that surrounds me, that supports me and sustains me. I release the habit of bracing against life. I release this belief that struggle is required. And I release the illusion that I must earn my place here. I affirm that my needs are met right here, right now, in this present moment. I trust the intelligence of life to circulate what is needed through me and around me with ease and right timing. And from this place of grounded abundance, I choose wisely. I act gently and I receive openly. And as I tend to the soil of my own life, I allow nourishment to flow, not only to me, but to circulate through me into the wider garden that we all share. And for this knowing, this remembering, this return to truth, I am so thankful. And so it is. Ashe, Aho, Amen. It's always been a great honor to pray with you. So thank you for that. Grey Man, you said not seeking approval or fitting in. In solitude, you learn self-love. Absolutely. It's about learning to accept yourself. It's about where you are in the world, and wherever you are, however you are, it's right, just perfect right now as it is in this moment. And self-love, I used to think, self-love, what's that? I didn't want to like love. I couldn't even contemplate loving myself. I chose to put my energy into other people. As I slowly started to take time for myself and recognize and feel safe in my own space, life started changing, and I started really learning to appreciate the time on my own. And now I live a very different life where I'm so comfortable in with my solitude, and I'm so grateful for what I've got. And I'm so appreciative of being able to share time and space. Oh, thank you, Giusto Tempo. Is that the time of God? I think that we translates to your name. It's a beautiful name. So thank you for sharing the space with us today. Your presence matters more than you do know. And if today's service supported you, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe, because it helps to circulate not just today's vital message, it helps to circulate the messages to return to ourselves, the importance of our autonomy, the importance of being sovereign, the importance of living in safety and creating a peaceful world that starts with our own inner peace. Reminding people we're not alone. If you feel called to support the ministry here, your donations and love offerings are so welcome. You can help us keep creating these services for our global community, over 43 countries that we are watched in, and creating, of course, the Creative Roots project, the permaculture project that I have here, living off grid in this incredible space and place in central Portugal, where people can come and just breathe and be themselves. So this is what we're building at the moment. Every act of support is circulated. Nothing is ever wasted. Everything grows. So thank you for the way that you show up. And it's now the time for my gift of circulating a blessing for all of you. May you remember that you're already whole. May you trust that life is meeting you fully. May you rest in the truth of enough. And may you move forward, supported and supplied and free, sovereign. So much love to all. May you be blessed now, today, and forever. So you're welcome to come and connect with us here at Creative Roots. And thank you. Good morning, Sophia. Oh, Sophia. This is a beautiful space and place. Like I say, we're building it at the moment. It's 3 years. Hola, bom dia. So it's a beautiful space and place. I do pray alone. It's what drawed me closer and believing in God. Absolutely. You know, Greyman, believing in God, it was something I was into. I used to be really into being a Christian. And then I realized that Christian meant Christ-like. So I got more interested in Jesus and less interested in the people that were not behaving Christ-like. And it led me on a journey into metaphysics. So the philosophy of why and how do things work, and looking at different belief systems and different prayers. And I've studied in Buddhist. I've studied Buddhist theologies, and I've studied Wicca. I've studied with Indigenous people, shamans, and people from all around the world. And eventually I became, and this has brought me to such an incredible awareness of the importance of tuning into ourselves. It's brought me this incredible awareness of being at peace with who I am and where I'm at. And it's led me to a life not of being busy, but the embracing the solitude and the silence, and embracing self-study. And I've been writing a book at the moment about how everything integrates. I went to church but didn't understand and didn't seek God. I would feel lost. Absolutely. I think it's one thing for people to stand and serve people from a pulpit, to be able to stand and tell people how it should be. But life is a felt experience. I feel life, and the more I've learned to feel myself and feel into life, the more I get to time to feel what's true, what's right, what's healthy. And yeah, I also, you said here, from time to time I still go. I do too. I still go to church sometimes with my nan. And church is a beautiful place to meet. Lenora Silva, hi, hello, bon dia, good morning. And church is a beautiful place to meet people and to connect with community. And there's important messages within that spiritual belief systems within religion. But when I looked at many different religions, I recognized that in these all many religions, whether it was looking at Islam, I spent quite a while looking at Islam, and I've got a neighbor here and we discuss Christianity and Islam and world geopolitics and that kind of thing. And what you'll notice is behind all the what you should do's is everyone's wanting the same thing. And it's all about tuning back into ourselves and feeling the love, and making connections and learning to know and recognize ourselves in a different way. So today I'm going to leave you now, unless you've got any questions, but I'm here every week on a Sunday with your service for Soil and Soul, which is not a religious service, but a remembering, recalling the times when we were more connected to our bodies and more connected to each other. And so for that time, for this time, I offer you the gift of my presence and the sharing of tools, of practices where I get to explain ways to come back to ourselves. So I'm in the UK time zone, or WET time zone, which means Western European time. So Lisbon, Portugal, the UK, we're all in that time zone, that line. So the time for me now is about 24 minutes past 9. Yeah, according to the clock, 24 minutes past 9. So at 9 o'clock every Sunday I'll be here, but you can always catch if you subscribe, you'll be able to pop on and see all our previous services. Oh, US, it's morning for me. It's very late for you. We have many followers from the US, and you 8 hours behind, I believe. So for you, it's 1 in the morning. So so a very late night or good morning to you, and have a blessed day, Greyman. So if you were ever asleep at this time, you can pop on if you subscribe, and watch the service at a time that suits you. It is your late night. Yes, it's such a blessing that you joined us today. And yeah, come on in and drop us a message. If you're watching the replay, you can type away and I'll reply to you. Join us on Facebook, Rev Ems, Creative Roots, where I share the permaculture project here, and what we're building and what we're doing. So you get to see us and see what we're up to the rest of the week. Okay, well, have a really good rest of your evening, your night. Grey Man, thank you for being here today. And thank you for engaging in the talk, because I really appreciate getting to talk to people. I have a community, but I like the global community, because when it comes to connecting on these levels, it's really important we recall who we were and remember and return to the peace, and connect with other real like-minded souls, as I feel we're doing right now, Grey Man. So across the miles, many smiles and much love. Take care. Namaste.